Hi and welcome to this video where I will be showing you my travel sketching set. So in this video I'm going to show you my exact toolkit, and let me start from watercolors. So I'm sketching with watercolors mainly, and this is what I use as my travel watercolor set. So it's a small foldable travel sketching palette. It's made of wood, and then when you open it you have one side with colors. So these come in empty, you need to fill them with your own colors, and the left side is for mixing the colors. So you may wonder, how do you actually fill your palette with colors? So the trick is here that you need to use watercolors in tubes. So this is how they look like. So watercolors exist mainly in these two forms, pans or tubes. This is how pans look like. I'm going to open one of my old sets. This is quite used, but this is watercolor in pans. Watercolors in tubes is the exact same watercolor. The only thing that is a bit more liquid. So that's why the only way of filling these palettes is by using this liquid form watercolor. So all you need is just to open the tube, squeeze some on your inside of your palette, and then you're good to go. The only thing is that if you want to travel with this palette, make sure to do this a couple of days prior so that the watercolor here dries a little bit, because if you squeeze some here and then you close it and you go traveling right away, of course the palette will move in your bag, and very likely the color may spill a little bit or stain this portion of the palette. So to prevent this, just make sure to fill the palette a few days before. And how do you mix the colors here? So it may seem like this is not a lot of space for mixing colors, but actually there is a trick that I will show you that can help you to do it. So all you need is just to mix a color, let's say this one, and then if I want to change colors, let's say I want to change something completely different, all I need is just to go and wipe this palette with my tissue or napkin, and then I'm ready to mix another color. There you go. This is how you use this palette. So you see, the advantage of this palette is that it's very light, it's very small, and it fits in any bag. And what I do sometimes is I bring this palette and then I bring a few colors that I know I will be using frequently, and I make a selection of the colors I know I will need a refill for, and I bring them with me. This is regarding my travel palette. Again, the other alternative to this is this more classical set, and you can use the lid as a palette. So it's also a very valid option. You have more colors here, even though I think 15 colors are more than enough. But this is another solution. You see, it's bigger and it's heavier, so it's significantly heavier than this one. That's why for traveling I definitely prefer this one. As for the brand of watercolors, my main set is from White Nights, and I also have a few colors from Sennelier and from Daniel Smith, also a few from Winsor Newton, but any kind of professional grade watercolor will work just fine. Now let me pass to brushes. So for brushes, if we're speaking about a must-have set, so the minimal set, this will be my two travel brushes. So let me show you how they look like. So this is one of them, and I'm trying to find the second one that was on my table just a few seconds ago, but it's gone now. So I'm going to show you this one. I have two of these, one number 10, sorry, and the other one is number 6. So these are from my custom set created in collaboration with Craftamo. Let me show you the box, how these brushes look like. So this is the set. and you have 8 brushes inside. So most of them are round. There's only one flat brush, and 2 of these brushes again are travel brushes. So the brushes are of different size. You have brushes from number 14 to number 2, so very small one. And as I said, the travel ones are number 10 and number 6. And the cool thing about these brushes is that they are really tiny. There you go, I found one. They are really small. As you can see, you can easily put them in your bag and don't worry for the bristles to get bended or damaged. And then once you open them, the lid becomes the handle. So you can now use it as a full-size brush. And it's really convenient for traveling. Again, you just need these 2 brushes from the set and you're ready to go, especially if it's a short trip. If you're going on a longer trip, or if you prefer having more brushes at your disposal, what I suggest getting is a brush holder. So this box is a little bit big for traveling, so what I suggest instead is this brush holder. So this particular one is from Etcher. So when you untie it, you have the space inside for multiple brushes, and all you need is to stick it there, and then you see you have this protective kind of lid, and then again all you need is just to roll it and put it in your bag. So of course it's a little bit more bulky than just 2 small travel brushes, but again, if you prefer having more brushes, this is a good option. Now let me speak about water. So to paint with watercolor, of course we need water. I don't like bringing any kind of cups with me. I used to have like a foldable cup, but eventually it broke and I think it's still quite bulky. So instead, what I like bringing is a little spray bottle. So this is what I absolutely love using. And the other thing I love is this dual water container. So the water container is really easy to use. You can also clip it on your sketchbook. By the way, I forgot to show you how you can clip the palette on your sketchbook as well. So I'm going to show it to you now. So for the palette, all you need is just to open it. It's magnetic, so you see it kind of sticks together. And then I don't have a clip nearby, but imagine I have it. So I can clip it on the page of my sketchbook, and you see, even if I hold my sketchbook vertically, for example, let's say I'm standing and sketching, my palette remains in place. So I don't need to hold it with my other hand. So it means that my hands are more free and I can focus on painting instead of thinking where to put my palette or how to hold it, or use my other hand to hold it. So this is a really cool thing. Same thing works for the dual water container. The only thing that it's a little bit tricky, because if you clip it on the page and you start turning the page, of course the water will spill. So this function only works when you work flat, on like you plan to work on a table or something like this. But otherwise, the water container contains, I think, a little bit more water than the spray bottle. So, and the 2 sections allow you to have clean water in one section, and then you have 2, basically you have 2 reservoirs of water. So if one got dirty, you can switch to another one. This is what I was trying to say. And regarding the spray bottle, it's just tiny. This one is from Sephora, and I don't only use it as just a water container, so I can just unscrew it and use it as a classical water container, very simply, very easily. But the other way I use it is actually as a spray bottle. So sometimes if I want to use the wet and wet technique, I can spray some on my page and get my page wet in a really short amount of time by spraying. Or the other way I use it is to clean my palette. For example, let's say I left this color for a while there and it got dry. So it's a little bit difficult to get rid of it only by using my napkin. You see, it doesn't go away. So what I need to do is just to spray on my palette, and then the color gets wet again, and then you see I can just simply wipe it in one move. So that's why I love this tool. It's really affordable, it costs nothing, and it's really, really, really convenient to have in your bag. Speaking about sketchbooks, so important thing, of course, is your sketchbook. I like using sketchbooks from Moleskine. I'm going to show you how they look like. I already filled 4 of these sketchbooks, and honestly I like them. There's only one thing that I think could be better, is the thickness of the paper. This paper is not really, really thick, and it's not pure cotton paper, so it's a mix of cellulose paper and cotton paper. So it's like 75% cellulose, 25 cotton, something like this. But it's fine. I think for sketches it's fine, and I really like the format. So this kind of horizontal long format, sometimes I use it, you know, I use 2 pages. Sometimes I use it kind of more creatively, and I place, let me show you something. I like placing 3 sketches on one spread. So you see I place 1 sketch in the middle and 2 on the sides. Sometimes I even use the whole spread, for like here, for example. So I use the whole spread, I treat it as one single big page. This one is the same, this one is the same. So there are lots of creative ways you can use these sketchbooks. You can also place 4 smaller sketches, and again, the format is quite small, so it fits in your bag quite easily. And this is what I usually use. I also tried a few other brands. One is BAOHONG. So this is a Chinese brand, and this sketchbook is really good because it's made of 100% cotton paper. So it's also really nice aesthetically. The paper is really thick. I'm going to show you. So the pages are thicker, the paper is better quality. So this is a really thick, nice paper, cotton. And this sketchbook is really good. I can totally recommend it. This one exists as hot pressed or cold pressed. I have hot pressed, so it's smooth paper. You almost don't see any texture, which is fine, but I think next time I will try the cold pressed that has a little bit of texture. So totally recommend it. So this was all regarding sketchbooks, and finally let me show you the remaining tools. So to be able to paint something, of course we need to draw it first, so we need a pencil. I usually use pencils in the range of B, HB, B, or 2B. Usually 2B, it's a soft pencil. So if you, maybe you know already that B on pencils means soft, and H means hard. So I don't use H pencils for sketching. I think they're too hard, and you can easily ruin the surface of your paper with hard pencils. That's why I prefer soft pencils. But I don't go softer than 2B, because otherwise your lines will be too bold. You will have too much graphite, too much pencil on your paper, and when you start to paint, your watercolor starts to interact with this excess of graphite, and it's going to create kind of muddier colors. That's why I don't go higher than 2B. And speaking about the excess of pencil, I'm going to show you what I mean and how I prevent this. So I like using a kneadable eraser. So this is the eraser I use for everything. I don't use a normal eraser. And a kneadable eraser is just a soft eraser. When you buy it, it comes like this as a little square. Once you start using it, you see it's very soft. You can easily create different shapes with it with your hands. I usually transform it into this little roll, and I will show you why. So sometimes when you pressed too hard on your with your pencil, let's say I'm going to show you this sketch here. Let's say I think these lines are too bold. So I'm ready to color this sketch with watercolor, but I think the lines are too bold. So instead of erasing, I can simply roll this kneadable eraser on the surface of my paper. And this is maybe probably not very visible on camera, but my lines are becoming lighter. So because this eraser kind of absorbs the excess of pencil. And then I can also use it just like a normal eraser. Let's say I want to erase these lines. I just go and use it as a normal eraser. But the cool thing is that it's really gentle on paper and it's not disturbing the paper surface. So kneadable eraser is what I use for erasing. Of course, I have a pencil sharpener. You can use a sharpening knife. I use both, but lately I've been using this pencil sharpener. And this is it. The last thing I wanted to show you is probably this little bag I use to store all these things in, and my 2 brushes. There you go. I can simply throw them here, you see, without worrying for them to get damaged. I can even throw my spray bottle there, by the way. So this, and this is all I need for travel sketching. You see how light it is. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about my supplies, or if you want to recommend any kind of travel sketching art supplies you are using and enjoying, please put them in the chat here below this video. I would love to read your comments and connect with you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.